Alrighty, just gonna wait a few seconds. I am lucky enough to say that I am early enough to the party, so to speak, to be sort of on the front door of these things. It might be the second or third wave, but I'm there. So this is something new that is coming out. Hello, Jonathan. And by the way, while I'm doing this, I might not be seeing the comments too much, but anyway, in the craft theory chat session, someone brought up, would you like one of these things? And I actually looked into it to see if there were any I'd like, and yeah, I somehow managed to make room for this in this ultra tiny apartment. So I just want to say that I was expecting this to come a little later, so it came as a surprise that it's here now. So my apartment isn't 100% clean. It's a little cluttered, might be a little dirty. Hello, Chris. I don't let it go squalor, but you might see things that seem a little off in terms of cleanliness, or I'm putting that up front. So today, I've planned this for a while, and my first attempt at getting one of these was not good. It wound up getting lost in shipping, so I tried again. And this came long before the Best Buy said it was actually ready to come. So, anyway, this is the unboxing of a brand new, it might not look it, and I'll explain later, brand new Arcade1up machine, and I cannot hold this camera still. It's gonna jitter. Oh, the anticipation, that might be part of it. Now, I don't know why it's appearing all ghosty, but it is. So, just, that's a little better. I've cleaned it multiple times, but that time it worked. Anyway, so this is the Atari 12-in-1 cabinet. It comes with these 12 games: Asteroids, Major Havoc, Lunar Lander, Centipede, Missile Command, Crystal Castles, Tempest, Gravitar, Asteroids Deluxe, Quantum Liberator, and Millipede. Now, at Walmart and other stores, you could get 2 different Atari 4-in-1s for $300. For $400 here, from Best Buy, the Home Depot of all places, and Fry's. This is a order only, they're not in stores. For $400, you get 12 games and a riser to bring this up to relatively standing height. And this box was not fun getting up the stairs. It's over 60 pounds, 4x2 foot box, about 7 inches deep. I'm only 5'7", so my frame isn't big enough to haul it up a set of stairs, but strong arming it wasn't that bad. However, this side didn't quite survive the strong arming. It had a plastic handle just like this side, but it popped off. And it ripped going up the final section of stairs. So, I mean, muscling it up, actually lifting it, I can do that, no problem. It was just too big to get up a flight of stairs for a 5'7" person. So, you might have also noticed that it might be hard to see. Oops. No, I don't want to. It's telling me to rotate the device. I probably was going vertical by accident. You might notice that this is taped up. Now, I will tell you, this is brand new. It is not a return. There was a massive delay in releasing these cabinets. They were supposed to come out in September. Some people were lucky enough to get some, but many of them had to go back for repair, or Arcade1up is tight-lipped on what they were returned for, but they had to be reworked, and since the boxes were already glued, they had to rip them open, replace whatever was wrong with what, and tape them back shut, which is why the box outside of that rip that I caused looks as rough as it does. These are also known to not always come in perfect condition. In fact, it's a rare thing. Then again, we're talking about a $400 arcade cabinet versus a real cabinet that's over $3,000, where you would expect it to be pretty much flawless, and even those probably aren't. Also, it's only 2/3 height because it was brought to my attention from another Arcade1up person that in order to be sold in a store, they could not put it in a box any wider than 4 feet. So the cabinet stands at 3'9". So it's about 2/3 height. Other dimensions are 3/4 cabinet. The other thing that isn't 3/4 is the screen. That's almost 90%. Most of these arcade machines had a 19-inch CRT. This has a 17-inch LCD. So we are going to unbox this thing. We are going to play test it. And one thing that is well known, and being that this is one of the reworked, brand new out of the box dealies, is well known to the Arcade1up people is the spinner is junk. In actuality, I've seen people fix them, and they're work fairly well. The games that use them are fairly playable, but they have a lip on the top button and they have a lip on the bottom, and it's way too tight to the cabinet, so they're initially very hard to turn. Most people readjust that, which I'm going to have to do. Some people put weight into the empty spinner to give it some more weight so it acts more like a real spinner. And I've heard the trackballs were pretty good. Every now and then somebody would get one that doesn't work right, and all you have to do is buff up the bearings a little bit and it's fine. So this also comes with a 1-foot riser, which I've mentioned. It brings it up to standing height, relatively speaking, but it's a sit-down. It's made as a sit-down. Hello, Mario. Just need to loosen a screw a bit. Don't even need the washer. I've heard that as well, Mario. But for the sake... Hello, monkey work. So for the sake of, QC, quality control, what have not, we're going to, when we put it together, we're going to play it as is, the way it's meant to be, without modding it, dealing with whatever shortcomings there may be on these initial batches. Enough yapping? I have the Asteroid one. Works fine. Not sure if different on the Deluxe. Okay, so now I'm going to... Like I said, pardon the mess. I tried to clean things up as much as I can. This came with very little warning, and this doesn't go down any further. But we can rotate this, and no, it won't go down further. So what I'm going to do is rotate this guy, rotate my tripod stand, and... the miracles of live. Damn it! Yep, everything goes well. There, now it pops in like it was supposed to. Alright, I don't like the camera that way, so zip. There we go. This thing usually holds the phone way better than that. Alright, now we got the phone held in. I don't think it goes down anymore, so... I might even... That's too much. You know what, good enough. So we're going to unbox things. I know this is going to be fun and exciting, and every now and then you might see the camera move because I want to check the battery. I got the cord right here, which is why I want it facing the way it is. Get to see my fat ass. We will need scissors. And this side is the same as the other, except it's vertical. So what I think I will do is I'll just put it over here. So they even had to tape over the gold seals because they had, like I said, they had to rework something in these. So these are not returns. This is why that these were delayed till August 16th. They were supposed to be out, no, October 16th. They were supposed to have been released in September. No idea what it was that was wrong with these. Just that they had to rework something. And all you need are some, or just one Phillips head, but I got two, a smaller and a bigger, just in case. All right. Let's see if things will go right. Oh, and one thing I've seen people do, and I'm not going to do because I found it doesn't really matter, is when people took the electronics out and play tested it before installing it. I've seen that done, but then when it was put together, things stopped working or what have not. So it doesn't matter if you try, play test, test everything before you put it together. Because I've seen videos where that happened. Alright, so some part of this box is actually glued down. Oh, no it ain't. This is still holding. There we go. And Monkey Work, if you're watching, I mentioned that on your Discord feed, this is where I learned about these. And then I found this 12-in-1. Said it's all brand spanking new. Yeah, they had to rip it open. Or the glue didn't hold. That might be what happened. They tried to glue it shut and the glue didn't hold. This looks like it. That's why it was taped. There's absolutely no tearing or scarring on that glue bead. It didn't hold. That's probably what was the problem. Well, at least with the box. Alright. So what I'm going to do is, I know it's going to slow things down a bit, is I'm going to show you the steps as we go along. You have the game controls thingy here. And it tells you to be on the lookout for Pac-Man, which exists now, Galaga, which exists. Those are Walmart exclusives. And Space Invaders, I believe that might be a Walmart thing. Series 1, so you know they're planning for more. Asteroids and Centipede. Those are the two separate cabinets for $600. Have 2/3 the games that I have in that guy. Rampage, Street Fighter, and Final Fight, I think it is. The assembly instructions. I'll repeat the same thing everybody has said. It's like IKEA furniture. I suck at putting this stuff together. Nonetheless, it winds up all together and fine anyway. Alright, that goes there, that goes there. Got our bag of stuff. The wooden dowels, the power supply, the screws. They're all labeled with different letters. I'm just going to set that aside over here. Power brick. This is supposed to be a bag of extra stuff. Mario, I'm going to hit that button and put live chat. I'm here to help out if you get stuck on something. I put the Galaga and Asteroids cam. Both are great so far. I've heard they are. Now, the one thing I've noticed about the Atari cabinets, the 12-in-1s or the regular 4 games apiece, and it's not a deal breaker for me, is it seems the sound lags ever so slightly. The video, when you push a button and shoot, you'll see the shot, and then like maybe a quarter second later you hear it. This is the extra bag of stuff and wall mounts if you were to. In case you had little kids. Well, here's the other end of the power supply. Oh, we got a bag marked riser. We'll set that aside. Oh no, this is the spare parts. Yeah, this must be the lanyard to attach it to a wall. F, D, C, E, B, and dowels are A. So let's see here. A, I'm trying to put these in order here. A, B, C, and Def Leppard. All right. This must be the riser one, I'm guessing. Oh, no. I'll pull that out last because it's wedged in. Actually, I'm not sure what I'm pulling out first. Oh. This one's a little heavy. What the heck is that noise? This guy likes to play his music loud. I might have to mute the microphone and tell him to lower the volume. I'll stand over here. It's a box where nothing comes out. Yeah, this is heavy. I think this might be the riser part. Yeah, it looks like it's a riser and some other things. I'm thinking this might be the riser part. I'll just set this one aside till I know for sure. I think it might be a combination of both the machine and necessary parts for the machine arcade itself. This one's actually light. I think this is the controller. And where did the scissors go? There they are. Yep, that's the controller. Oh, this is pretty light. Now I know on some games, I'll explain it. Quality, I don't know. Now, for some games, they have the button labeled A where it's not obvious, but come on, this button's labeled A. Why do we have this sticker on there? Yeah, they feel a bit cheap. I've heard people say that. Trackball, I've heard, was pretty good. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Sounds pretty decent. And you got your on-off switch, obviously, and you got volume button, 3 settings. Depending on who you listen to, it's either off, Metallica concert, or standing next to a 747 taking off. In other words, high, medium, or low. Now this is what people complain about. The spinner. Actually, it doesn't seem to be doing too bad, but I'm sure I'm going to put something under there to give it weight. This might be one of those fixed ones. They're supposed to come out with a new one that will work better, and the built-in speaker right there. So I'll just set this way over where you can't see it. Yes. And this comes from the Fragile company. And I'm beginning to wonder if the riser also came with parts that are needed for the cabinet. More shrink wrapped goodness here. Oh, we got our wooden marquee. Man, this is a small. People say you'll be surprised how small these things are when you unbox them. They're right. That is pretty tiny. In fact, it's so tiny. Here's the kickboard. Once I can unwrap the thing. I don't know how well this. Yeah, it is a bit flimsy. All right, I'll put that right there. The cabinet bottom, which I'll just put on top of that one. And the screen. Now these things, especially these repackaged ones, are known to have dust inside the screen, but all you have to do is, oh, they're all mucked up, that's even better. There's 4 screws here where you could take the faceplate off, clean the screen, put it back on. And I got the Centipede Asteroids logo. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, oh wow, it's pretty flimsy stuff too. I'm just going to roll away chair. I thought it was on the table leg. Oh, it is now. Yeah, I think some of the necessary parts are here as well. H, J. I'm surprised this is off center. Most of them, they were right in the center. I know you're not going to see most of this because this is a tiny place. I just don't have the room for it. Yeah, I think there might be more that we're missing here. Okay, these are the riser. We'll put that aside. Oh, okay. Riser parts are marked with an R. Oh, 13 people. That's the most people I've ever had on one of these things. Braces, more or less. K, L, and another K. Another riser piece, we'll just set that aside. Another riser piece, we'll just set that aside. Another riser piece. Show those later on. And I believe these are all riser pieces that I'm just setting aside right now. I like that they redid the design. The original risers just had a cutout right here with a lip, and you just slid the machine in. This way the machine's held. From what I've seen from people, if there was something to change about the risers, and I know the packaging kind of limits that, is they could have, well, offered it separately with the bundle, in this case. Could have made it another 3 inches higher so you'd be at the exact same height that most arcade machines really are at. That's all. Alrighty. And now for parts. Now for the heavy parts. Well, actually it's not heavy, it's just bulky. Bang. You get to hear my annoying neighbor's dogs. No one likes them. They bite people. They're wonderful. All right. The one that I can push this back so it's the one I can easily get out is the back of the machine. Okay, they're right here. Alright, this does not want to come out. There we go. I don't know how well this is coming out. There's the centipede side. And looks like it's in pretty good shape. Oh. Oopsie. A little bit of an error reproducing the graphics there. But the piece itself seems to be okay. Then comes the other side. And here's the asteroid side. Now let's look at the graphics on this one. Yeah, we got some chipping here. That's common, especially with these units that are recalled, yeah, there's a little damage down here. $400 versus a $3,000 actual cabinet. You're gonna expect some imperfections. That's not too bad. I've seen videos of people that had much worse than that. All right. I think it's time for some assembly fun. Bet you can't wait. Alrighty. Instructions. And like I said, I'm going to move this riser stuff. Dogs are loving the fact that I'm banging stuff around. Alright, time for the instructions. I just want to check the battery life. Yeah, it's starting to get hair low, but not too bad. And like I said, I'm going to make it so you guys are following along. You need a Phillips screwdriver. And these are the contents. 20 wooden dowels, 16 B screws, 16 of the C's, 2 D's, 3 E's, and the angle brackets for the monitor. Plus X and Y, the cord, and the part that snaps in after it. Here are the pictures of things that you need that come with it. Obviously, I think this is the Street Fighter version of the control panel. They're just using it as a demonstration to show you what everything comes with. Alright, it's time to start building. Aren't you excited? Hardware needed, 4 dowels. Insert 4 wooden dowels into inner holes as shown. Do not insert on the outer ones. Here's G. I'm going to open these bags now. Funny, these scissors can cut through anything, but plastic bags seems to be a bit of a troublemaker. Alright, here's our 4 wooden dowels, the inner holes, 1, 2, guess you push them until they stop, 3, and 4. Man, I thought it was done. Alright, let's see what the next one is. We are going to need 2 of the B screws. Insert the panel G into panel D, aligning the dowels. And then insert 2 B screws as shown until they're tight. That's where the outer holes go. So which one is D? One is D. I'm sure technically you could just pick whichever side you want and just go backwards, but I'm just going to stick with what we got here. There's D, and want G, so that the groove is in the back, because that receives the panel. I've seen enough of these get put together. And when you put these things together, all the letters should be inside the cabinet. I see somebody put it together and some of them were facing out, but okay, why are we not going in? Okay, that's 1. That's 2. And B screws. Now what I gotta do is when I put these together is try to angle it so you can see what we're doing. In fact, I might just do that now. If there's room, well, we can make it happen. There you go. We can. I'm not using the selfie cam because those things suck. They have horrible. They also reverse images. I have figured out how to flip the image. I know how to do that. It just does not take when doing YouTube videos. It'll stay reversed no matter what. Okay, so 2 B screws. These are big. But they barely grab anything. Might have too small of a screwdriver there. These don't go in easy. Probably because it's coming apart again. What I'll do is I'll start the second one. There we go. That way it's got a grip. It shouldn't fall apart. And what's funny is that you could actually use a flathead, but it's not a very big groove. Yeah, now it's going in easier. Just need to be aligned. Make sure that's facing the way it's supposed to face. It does not want to go. Yeah, this screw's being a little difficult, but it's going. Yeah, there we go. It's freeing up a little. Till we tighten up. Come on, go back in. Go back in. There we go. That's a project. All right. All right. This wasn't really the case, but if the B screws are hard to screw in, check to make sure the screw nut is lined up like so. And you get to hear my very noisy neighbor. All right. Hardware needed. 12 dowels. Insert 4 wooden dowels into the outer holes as shown in the K&L boards. All right. Those are the 3 that are sitting there. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, that's great. Let's play again sometime soon. Oh, look, another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. We got 4 left. 1. Not exactly the highest quality stuff here, but again, $400. All right. I'm sure I know what the next step is, but I'm going, like I said, I'm showing you guys as we go along. Just so you don't feel left out. Screws needed. 3 more Bs. 1 at a time, insert K and L boards into panel D. Screw in board with 1 B screw apiece. Alright, so K goes on top, K goes on bottom, and L is for lanyard, which goes up top. Got our 3 screws. hey, this is at an angle, it's not going to work. Okay, this one's going to want to be difficult. Even though the screw head's aligned. Am I grabbing the small one again? It's probably the problem. I need the big one. Alrighty. Now this one just doesn't go in. It's supposed to be lined up. It's funny, they say you only need a Phillips, but I kind of need a flathead right now. Four B's. I mean, the hell? It won't go in. Did I read that right? I'm sure I did. B screws. Those are B's. That one just does not go in. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. Let's try a K. Yeah, this one's going in all right. Yeah, that one went in okay. And up here. Yeah, this one's going in no problem either. In fact, that was the easiest one I had. I don't know what's up with L here. No idea what's going on with screw L over here. This one just refuses to go in. Leave it like that for now. And that's a B screw I put in. Alrighty. Next step. Yeah, I know they say you only need the Phillips, but the alignment holes for the screw attachments are flatheads. And that screw on the L board is not going in at all. I might just come back later and try another screw. I'm sure it'll be put together well enough. It's not gonna make the biggest of differences for the time being. Now we need the 4 brackets, 8 C screws, I think that's all of them. Attach the 4 F brackets to the back of the LCD frame. C screws for each bracket. Do not over tighten, because yeah, I've learned that one the hard way. Oh, seriously? I get telemarketers all the time, so it's a private message. I'm just going to mute the microphone. Oh, they gave up. Never mind. It's always at the worst possible times. Alright. I'll leave that attached right now. We need the F brackets. And what was it? 8 of the C screws. I think that's the whole bag. So just grab 2 at a time. Which Phillips will do best with this. Maybe the small one. It's so hard to get in. Alright, that one's in fairly decent. That one's in fairly decent. Why are we being difficult? This time it's not the screws. It's just really hard to hold these screws. Alright, keep that loose for now. Put this one in. There's a little bit of slop in these things. Like I said in the very beginning, I suck at put together furniture together. And I already messed up. Come on. Now the holes are big enough, it's going to allow for some margin of error, so you don't have to worry about snugging them down. I shouldn't have to. And if you're wondering, yes, the plastic's still on the screen. I peeled a little bit back, just shy of the monitor part itself. Yeah, the funny thing about this was I ordered this thing like a few weeks ago, and when Best Buy said it was okay, your item is ready to pick up, the thing still said the order was still being received. And we found out that the truck that was shipping my first one went off into Oz somewhere and disappeared. So I had to reorder this. Of course, I canceled the payment on the first one, which then my credit card got locked up because they thought something fraudulent was going on, and I don't blame them. All right, finally, peeling off that A sticker, which makes no sense because the button is already labeled A. Yeah, why am I wearing those? So, bless this mess because I don't have time. This came as a surprise. It was supposed to come about the day before Thanksgiving. Now it says hardware needed. 4 of the other C screws. Flip built panels over flat as shown. And then insert LCD frame into slot on panel D as shown. Note ribbon cable side screw in 4 C screws as shown. That's a... Oh, I missed the 3 there. Yep. Okay, but before we do that, I want to show you if it's possible. No, I can't. I don't have a screw small enough, but someone's figured out what's in here. The CPU that's running this is an all-winner A13 running at 1 gigahertz, 512 megs of RAM. And somehow if something's wrong with the ROM and stuff and you have to switch out the boards, I don't have a screwdriver that'll take that off. Alright, so now we're going to have to flip the cabinet. Alright, I want to flip it so you can see what we're doing. Alright, that's not going to be too hard. Ooh, that didn't sound good. See this floppy L panel because the screw won't tighten. Now we take the monitor, peel back this film slightly. I just want to peel enough that it's not going to get caught in the edge there. Alright, and we want the monitor in like so. It goes into that slot. It does not stand up very well on its own. lost one of these screws. I thought I pointed it so you could see what I'm doing, but apparently not. And I grabbed the flathead. Alright, now it can stand up on its own. There we go. And that's the 6 o'clock whistle. There's also one for 8 in the morning, and that was actually because across the street from the fire station where that whistle is coming from, it was Gallagher Junior High, and that whistle told everybody out on the playground that school was starting. Even though it's a useless whistle at 8 o'clock, it's kind of a thing that they kept. I do not like where this one is. I can see why people say you might need a smaller screwdriver. This one just, I think I got it. Yeah, so we've been at it for an hour now, about 10 minutes explaining it. And of course it's being slowed down because I'm also showing you, and I suck at putting stuff like this together. I think that's down. Yeah, that's not budging. Tried to rock it, it didn't budge. The logos and everything are upright. That's a good sign. Do not over tighten the C-screws. Okay. Now we need the last of the 4 dowels into the marquee. There's literally no room for anything in here. All right. Alrighty, I'm sure I know what comes next. Insert panel B into side D where holes are shown. And because it's down, we can't put the screw in. Insert our favorite screws, the 2 Ds, into the back of A to secure A to B. I got some extra B screws. I might attempt the floppy one with one of those. even right. Yeah, they redesigned something because those don't line up at all. Just see what she does. See if it does anything. Oh, it's going in. Or not. Holy cow, I think they forgot to do something here. They're going in, but they're going in with a fight. Let me try the other one. This is not going on. There's something changed there because the holes aren't there and there. They're further in. And insert 2 D screws in the back of A, which I did. They just won't go in. Tell you, I never win with stuff like this. That's not going. This one kind of is, but it's putting up a fight too, so yeah, that's about as good as that's getting. It ain't gonna go. Well, they said B screws, and that's what I put in there. Oh. You know what? You're right. I can read. Told you I suck at this stuff. But ultimately, it gets done. it's going to come out. We got a pilot hole now. It's probably not going to do any good, but... Come on. Let's put the appropriate screw in the hole. That might help. See if we can back this one out. Surprised the dogs aren't barking. Oh, come on. There we go. Alrighty. Again, we got that nice pilot hole. This I know is legitimately a screw that is supposed to be there and doesn't go. Alright, now that we did it the right way, instead of my way, let's check the battery life here. Battery's still good. Insert panel H into the D slot, making sure panel H notches in marquee slot as shown. That would be the Arcade1up thing. Okay, yep. Well, it's there. Oh, here comes the fun part. Let's see how many of these screws won't go in. More of our favorite B screws, because like I said, one of them is not going, and it's supposed to be a B screw. Now, E on top, as shown, then insert the screws. Oh joy. Okay, I heard something move. Let's just get some of these lined up. I guess it's not wanting to line up yet, because nothing is really... Okay, we got one. Got two. Got that. Alrighty. Got that. And last but not least, there we go. All down. Now to insert our wonderful B screws, as in be difficult. Alright. I built mine. Yeah, why do it easy when you can do it my way? Alrighty. Let's see how many of these will actually go in the holes. Because we got one, as I've shown you, that won't. Yeah, this one's being difficult, but it's going. That one's in. High school electronics teacher taught me when you're screwing in stuff, always do opposite corners. Did this come apart on me? It probably did. Yeah, this popped out again. There we go. Alright, so at least one side of this board is secure. The other side, it's hanging on ever so slightly. Yeah, funny thing is that the holes still don't line up perfectly. Well, this one's actually going in fairly easy. What went wrong there? Alright. Alright, I'm hearing the cracking. That means it's probably tight enough. Is that a C screw that I grabbed? That one's not going in at all. It's all the way down. Is that a, yeah, it's a B screw. Why is that one just free floating? Maybe this really hard to get one is supposed to be the one that, I know I want to feel a little of this up. Oh, that's probably why. This wasn't in all the way. No, that's still free spinning. That one's nice and tight. Oh, no, now I know why. This completely missed. It actually went into the groove and not into the holes. There we go. There we go. Now it's got the bite that we're looking for. Hey, all those went in. Still a bit of a rickety thing. Hard to get around things. Check the battery. We're still good. Yeah, we're at a point I'll just plug you in right now. There. And that's telling me that you're charging. Oh, here comes the fun part. Getting in the cabinet itself. Lift it so it's standing upright. Then insert the C-screws for the other brackets to the monitor. Okay, I don't know how I'm going to show you that. There's a lot of play in this. I'm not sure if there's any easy place to grab it. Alright, now let's see how we can do this. Alright. I think I can lower this guy. That's the funny thing, is I haven't seen an L board. I think that's the... got a J board. Yeah, the L board is right here, which won't screw in. This side is dangling, it just does not tighten. So that's the L board, the lanyard. Alright, now the next thing is to screw in the monitor. Which I don't know how I'm going to do that. So that you can see what's going on. Because unfortunately, that's as... Actually, I can drop these legs on the tripod a little bit. One which never really... Come on, go down. There. We kind of go. It's not the best in the world, but... These ought to pull in the sides a little bit. If it wants to go in at all. This is where I wish I had a light. Oh, I know where I can get one. Yeah, the holes are off to the left a bit. Oh, that's blinding. You can see the hole though. There it goes. Just gonna tack that one in right now. And if we can successfully tack in the other one, the other two should just go right in. Oh yeah, okay. Alrighty, now we can tighten this guy. So we got it lined up. And now the last two screws. Again, I want to thank Mario for pointing out that I was putting the wrong screws into the marquee, which I thought I wasn't. Well, that one's not going any further, but that's in there. For some reason, it doesn't feel like it is, but... Yeah, the cabinet's a little less dodgy now. Yeah, this thing is definitely short. I'll show you that later. Next step. Alright, we got that put together. Alright, the one B screw we could not reach. Yeah, the one B screw we couldn't reach. Oh, this thing's heavy. Alright, the one B screw we couldn't reach goes in here. That's the wrong size. There we go. I'm going to try something with this other B screw that just ain't going in. And for those of you who say you don't need a flathead, here's where it comes in handy. Try another one just to be sure. Maybe I have a bad screw. No, this just doesn't go in. Nope, that screw just, the B screw doesn't fit there. That's a flopper right there. Unfortunately, that is a flopper. An hour and a half shows you how much I suck at doing this stuff. Alright, now it's time for the easy stuff. Slide the game logos in. You know, that thing that I just hit. Yeah, people are talking about that these boards are really flimsy, but this board here and this board here gives it a little bit of meat, so it'll hold up. All right, so we got that in there. And now panel J goes in there. Of course, doing this live might be another reason why it's taking a while. Why won't you go in? This does not sit flat. Something not right here. Yeah, that's not going all the way down for some reason. some reason that just did not go all the way down, but it's there. Yeah, it just stopped. It would not budge. I don't know what it was stuck on. And then, of course, peel off the film, but yeah, this would be a good time because if there's something in here, we could take care of that. And there is. Plus, we got some excess baggage. Yeah, we gotta get that out. So this is how you clean it. Okay, that's not big enough. So these have been known to, earlier ones have been known to ship with stuff still inside. Plus there's little bits of plastic bags still stuck to these. So get rid of those while we're at it. Oh great, the screws don't come out. That's beautiful. Let's try this one. Yeah, there's not enough weight on these things, but yeah, it's coming out. Might do is take this cabinet and put it up against the stove. There we go. That way we got some backing there. It's always going to be one that won't come out, will it? Have 3 of the 4. You can get rid of the plastic bits that are stuck in there. Yeah, we got one that's stuck. Yeah, that one just doesn't want to let go. There we go. Like this one got cross-threaded. So that definitely is coming out at an oddball angle. Come on. There we go. Got them all out. Alright, the screen itself, there's a little bit of dust on there. Wipe it down with a paper towel. I don't think we're going to need any fluids of any kind to take care of that problem. Alrighty. Probably not going to be perfect, and I know paper towel's not the best thing on the planet, but that's what we got. Oh great, I touched it. Yay, smudges. Okay, those are on the outside. Looking at more smudgies. You don't like that. Get rid of more of the plastic little pieces there. Alright, will it go in? Not when it's leaning like that. It doesn't help that I have tremors either. Alright, can one of these screws go in? I need one screw to hold this thing up. Alright, we got one. It ain't perfect, but eventually it's... And just like before, we're going to try to aim for opposite corner. No, those don't line up. No wonder that one was a pain. I'd like to go opposite corners, but this one doesn't seem to want to go. Like everything else. That one doesn't line up. Come on, go in. It's grabbing, it's just not going. This goes against conventional wisdom. I'll go down here. Yeah, because you always want to try and get the opposing corners in and everything else will line up. Problem is, the other one doesn't line up. And I'm just putting it in enough to hold it. Yeah, that one's not correct either, but it's... Yeah, a winner is me. Well, this is what we're going to have to do. What fell now? Probably the second one. Alright, that third one sort of lines up. Come on, go in. Oh, come on. Everybody else put these together stupid easy. I sure can't. Alright, that one bit. Come on, go in. Are we going at all? There it goes. Yeah, that's in. This one's in. don't know where that fourth screw went. That one's in. Well, wherever it went, it's accessible, so if I ultimately find it, I can try it. See if it went under a cabinet. Might have went under the stove, which would stink. Alright, let's actually get moving on this stupid thing. Alright, I sure like that. Yeah, you gotta talk to Dave Matala on that one. Alright. Peel off the thing, then take the cover off to get rid of the dust that was in there, because connect ribbon cable from LCD A to connector C is shown. Here's the control panel. Actually, it's not too bad. That doesn't feel all that bad either. I'm just gonna plop that like so. And I got a giant box in here. How do I connect it to? Yeah, I wonder if they sort of fixed the spinner on these things. I know it's not exactly the greatest, and alright, I think it goes this way. Up here. Does it go in? Yeah, I believe she's in. And I bet the next step is to screw this thing in. If it includes a joystick, follow directions we don't care about. Oh, look, it's our favorite B screws. Using the B screws, control, put the deck in, and for the most part, we're done. I'll use the bigger one. That smaller one came in handy with the monitor. You know, it's funny, I was talking to someone who had, I forget which one, I think it was the Galaxy, yeah, the Galaga one. And I was telling him I would like to do Let's Plays as well, provided that mine would actually come in. And oh, guess what this B screw's not going to do? Oh, wow. None of these B screws want to go into their holes. This one, I mean, I'm literally putting my weight on it. There's no other place for it to go. This screwdriver is just too eaten up. Might borrow a screwdriver from work that's practically brand new. See if that'll help with getting these to go in. Okay, this screw is deciding to go into that hole. Yeah, that screw went in. So 2 of the 4 went in. Yeah, that one's not going at all. You got this one over here that won't go in at all. You got a bunch of stuff that just ain't going. Let's see if anyone said anything. Try pushing on side, squeeze the side under it. I'll entertain anything at this point. Yeah, that one went in. I mean, this is a corner, so there's nothing to squeeze. That one's just not going. This one, there might be something to that. No, that's just not going. No, we'll just deal with that crap later. Cord X into the LCD panel. Here's cord X. Alrighty. So you can see it's just a hollow box, but then again, actual arcade cabinets are almost the same, except maybe there might be a larger board. They had a CRT that took up this space. Alright, well, hey, something went in. That's something. Alright. Insert other end of X cord into lower hole and back panel F. Here's F, and I believe it goes this way, because this is the way I've seen everybody else do it. Yeah, and there's a groove that's supposed to fit. Oh wow, something actually went the way it was supposed to. Who knew that was a thing? Make sure the cord stop fits tightly in the hole. It's not very tight, but it's definitely locked in. Using 3 E screws, screw back panel is shown. Let's see how many E screws will actually do their thing. Okay, these can go away. Yeah, this has taken so unexpectedly long, I'm not even going to bother with the riser, but I might do an update video showing you what it might look like. Pops into the groove like it's supposed to. There it is. And 3 C screws. Big one work. Okay, there goes one. And like I say, it's always best to go opposing corners, so if something ain't aligned, we can move things. Like this one's not aligned, but it's going in. Not very well, but it's going in, and it will make it. Two. And we'll tighten up the third one. There, I think. And we got one that won't go in. There we go. I think. Come on. Is this even going? It's biting, but I don't see it going in. Oh, come on. Okay, this, I forgot to tighten this left one. This one seems to be pulling it in a direction that should help the third one. No, that third one's not going in. Why? Oh, come on. Go in. Yeah, it's going in now. Wow, this thing did not want to go together. Wow, did this whole thing not want to go together. Yeah, the cord part is through. I definitely made sure that was a thing. Although now that it's all screwed together, it'll probably come apart and go together slightly easier. And connect the power cord in, I think we're good. Then the rest is how to put a lanyard on here, which I frankly don't care about. So I'm gonna throw this stuff here. That box, I'm going to put the riser in. That might be a completely different video. I don't know if I'll do that one live. Come on, go in. And I'll just throw it in this box. Spare parts. Wow, I really gotta move stuff around. Alrighty. So we should have a functioning game cabinet. Watch it be dead. Now there is a boot up sequence, so it's not going to start immediately when you hit the power button. It'll take a few seconds to get going. All right. Like I said, I'm 5'7". This is kind of a, it'll be easier to plug in over here. So now I'm going to slightly this way. Grab a chair. Watch this thing be completely dead or have a bad screen. Alright. Stools from IKEA. That's another thing you can do. Alright, let's actually lower the tripod slightly. Rock it down. There we go. I'm gonna try and get this so I can play this. It's meant for sit down, and it's fairly comfortable. Yeah, we got that grinding noise because this thing's rubbing. Put the volume on mid, and make sure to contact them for plastic cover control panel if you haven't already, which I haven't because we don't know how this is going to work. What I'm going to do is rotate this a little bit. No. Ready? Let's see if this thing at least works. I mean, we got screws that won't tighten, so here we go. It's going to be a few seconds after I hit it. Yeah, it's not as loud as people said it is. Yeah, it looks like it's like an 800 by 600. The contrast ratio isn't really the highest, but it ain't that bad. Yeah, it works. And the funny thing is, this camera, it just is so horrible. Let me just... Yeah, that's better. I think I wish I could control the brightness so that I could get it. Wow, this actually is a pretty noisy picture. It's kind of snowy. That's okay. What I find funny is Asteroid Deluxe is on the top. That if it were alphabetical, I think. You know, the one thing everybody complains about is Tempest. So let's give that a try. A little bit of stutter. And what I also didn't do is I'm going to hit the reset button, hold down player 1 for 5 seconds. I didn't pay attention to the button layout. Fire, B is super zapper. D and E is optional left and right. Alright, let's do it again. And there's a little bit of stutter. It's a bit clunky. Yeah, there's a little bit of lag. Frankly, a spinner really isn't that bad. I never could figure out when to hit those bow tie things. You know, it might not be lag, it just might be that I'm not used to playing. Yeah, the sound lags a little bit. Like I said in the beginning of the video, it's not a deal breaker. I never could understand when I'm safe doing that. Oh, I completely missed what happened there. Yeah, I could see modifying this a little bit. Now, I don't think it saves the scores, so that don't matter. I got a whiteboard I can put this stuff on. And then when I do my Let's Play videos, I'll just keep a record of it. Alright. Yeah, I know you can hold the fire button, but I've also heard that you have better control if you just do it. Spinner looks good. Yeah, it doesn't really perform that badly. The only thing that performs badly are the screws holding this thing together. Alright, now one of the... Hey, let's try Missile Command. Alright, A, B, and C. Alpha, Delta, Omega. I have this on MAME. Oh yeah, this is a very noisy picture. That's alright though. I mean, get what you pay for. And when I do my Let's Plays, it'll be with a camcorder at 60 frames a second, and I can control the brightness so it doesn't look washed out. This is, unfortunately, what you gotta deal with. Might not be used to a trackball. It seems to work okay. Yeah, the sound lags a little bit. Plus, I've never actually played this in the arcade, and I somehow fumbled the ball here. It's too late for that. I'm not used to playing with actual controls. That's bad. I was never good at this. Yay, smart bombs. I always can't get these things. Yeah, the ball seems a little stiff, but I've also heard that when you play these, once you use it a while, it loosens up a bit. It actually seems pretty good. Alright, something I haven't played in years. Or press A, that might help. Very complicated, fire and move. Now in these games they keep the aspect ratio so they pillar box it in. I don't mind that. There's barely any, stretch pixels or anything. I don't seem to notice that. Oh, there is a little bit, but it's not too bad. Alright, let's see how this goes. Somehow I got hit. Probably yet again I gotta get used to playing this with a dedicated, come on. With a dedicated trackball. I don't know, maybe it is a little off. I don't know. Now this I've played in a pizza joint many, many moons ago, probably 30 or so years. Jump and move. I haven't played this game in ages. Alright, so. That went well. Come on. Can't control the guy. Go ahead, eat the last ones. What the heck? I didn't go that way. We're going in directions I'm not pointing in. Go. Dope. Gonna go up. Pretty good response. Things get a pretty good video refresh rate. Yeah, but the audio definitely lags a bit. Oh. Trackball is definitely responding. It's I'm just so not used to using one. I think that's it. Oh, now I got another guy. Go in. There we go. Well, for someone who hasn't played this in over 30 years, I've never really got this far ever, so hey, that's a plus. Yeah, we can go in the direction I'm pointing. That'd be good. Break it in a little bit. It'd be interesting to see how many of these actually save when it's unplugged. Yeah, this is pretty comfortable height for sit down. Alright. Alright, let's try another marquee title. A game I'm horribly bad at. Left and right. Fire, thrust. I'm horrible at this game. Marquee title. Yeah, probably 7:45 I'll stop because I want to take some pictures and then show people at work. Can you... Told you I'm terrible at this game. Keep hitting the wrong buttons. That doesn't help either. He's never good at this game. Yeah, audio definitely is behind the video. Just to let you know, I'm so bad. That's the first time I ever actually cleared a wave in this thing. Yeah, I don't know how to advance it. Alright. I'm terrible at this game. I want to try some stuff I haven't ever played. This was one I always wanted to give a shot at. I've never played this in the arcade. I don't even think I've ever seen it in the arcade. However, there used to be a show called Starcade back in 1985 or so, and this was featured. I always thought it was interesting, but I never played it. Once I got a hold of Star Wars, if they make a Star Wars, the 1983 vector graphic one of these, I'm all over it. I think in New Jersey was the only place that I never had the top score on the Star Wars game. I was pretty good at it. My high score is 8,600,000. Farthest I got was 53 waves in. Alright, jump and shoot is A, and shield is B. And like I said, when I do the Let's Plays, I use a camcorder. I can dial in the brightness so you don't get this blue gunk. You can definitely see a little bit of stretching here and there, but that's expected because you're trying to do vector graphics on a raster, which is never going to be perfect. Let's see how it goes. I've never played this before. I've seen it. I've seen people play this, so I got some clue of what to do. The spinner's not really that bad. It might be why the box was partially open. Congratulations! You found the reactor! Now all you need to do is get out while you still can! I wonder how many people will get that reference. Ah, I could have shielded myself. I just realized that. That enemy's gone. Yeah, you can move now. Touchy, touchy, touchy. Oh, I blew it. Yeah, I mean, I can see why people complain about the spinner. It seems if you spin it really fast, it's not really... It loses quite a bit of response. And too late. Game over. be interesting to see how many of these actually save. I think if it's like Star Wars, it's probably saving just the top 3. Which I didn't get to, obviously. Well, I think for a first time ever, that wasn't too bad. Gravatar, Tempest. Trying to figure out which ones I haven't done yet besides Lunar Lander, which, why not? A to select and press the wrong ones. Okay, that's interesting layout. So let's pretty basey. Okay, yeah, you can climb a little bit. This is supposed to be a ridiculously hard game. Oh, no, I don't want to go that way. Will we land safely? First time ever. Never played this game in the arcades. See how we do here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You've destroyed $100 million lander. That sucks. Oh, no, not that way. You know what? I might want to share this on me. I'm going to stop after we play this game. As soon as we get close enough, it's going to zoom in. Oh, damn, I hit a board. Here we come. Oh, hey, I made it. Now it's, I wonder if I can try for one of these 4-pointers. It's going to be hard, but let's give it a shot. As you can tell, I'm concentrating more than, okay, this way a little more. Yeah, I made a 4-pointer, so I mean, oh geez, every one you hit, you gotta try and land in one of the other ones. So we gotta, and we're this way. I'm gonna go for that 2 times the points there. We should be getting a zoomed in look. There we go. I think we might be okay. Let's go for the points. Alright, 2,500 field points left. This. So I could still land there. How come some of them disappear and others don't? Yep. It's not the way I wanted to go. Yeah, let's go for the 3-pointer. Why not? 3 times. Uh-oh. I wonder if it's a successful landing that they disappear. So let's just give it a shot here. That looks pretty well lined up. It's just a matter of landing softly. Ooh, wrong way. Well, we're almost out of fuel. Oh, now everything's back up. Keep pointing the wrong way. Of course, it would help if I actually pay attention to the instrumentation that's on the upper part of the screen. That would help a little bit, wouldn't it? Up. All right, well, you get the idea. So there we have it. Yeah, like I said, I want to take some pictures and stuff. So I think I can pull that out, then free the phone from the holder there. There we go. That's the Arcade1up. And I'm going to hold this at eyeball height. I'm 5'7". I'm standing 1 foot away from the kickboard. And there it is. Now if I build the riser, it'll bring it to about here. And the monitor would be probably flush to my face. But that's going to be another video because it took forever to put this thing together, and not all the screws actually did go in all the way. So that's it, the playtest and my new Arcade1up machine. I've made a spot for it. Hello, Stevie. And that's it. Just in time to say goodbye. George F551 saying hope you enjoyed and have a good one.